All men are created equal, but then some become priests. All priests are ordained equal, but then some become bishops. Meet one of the bishops-elect for the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi, Monsignor Wallace Nganga. Catholic born, Catholic raised and Catholic educated.
My name is Father Wallace Nganga. I come from, my home parish is Karinga Parish, and I have schooled there in the primary school. I schooled in a primary called Kiamwathi, then I moved to Gekure Primary. Then from there I went to Mohoho High School, and Mohoho High School happened to be one of the Catholic schools. So the principal was a priest, the late Father Lafel Gwoko, who was a source of inspiration for us. And also we had a chaplain, Father Gashomba, Patrick Gashomba, who is currently working in Gadanga. And in fact, we got a lot of formation. Even I can say a lot of my background of spirituality is when I was in high school, because I was also the catechist for the students. I remember one time I was requested by Father Gashomba to write a letter to the servant of God so that he could come and confirm 85 students from Mohoho High School, which I always recall with a lot of joy, that we had to invite him to come and also confirm the students. Some of them were being baptized, others got received Holy Communion. We used to do service when the priest is not available. Those of us who are in the leadership of YCS, we are to read the service, so that we got a lot of encouragement with that. And Father Gashoba also introduced us to the divine office. We didn't know what it was. We used to go for morning prayers, and he will come with some papers with the prayers. Week one, we do not understand what it was. Only when we went to the seminary, we came to understand what this was about. And after Mohoho High School, then it is when now, as I was thinking of the next move after high school, that I found myself that joined the seminary. And that is in 1996. I joined St. Mary's Moral Seminary.
From a student catechist of students to a priest and the Archdiocesan Pastoral Coordinator, he's now one of the two bishops elect for the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi.
I was ordained a priest in the year 2005. That time I was working as a deacon at, I went first after appointment, after ordination, to serve at Mugethega Parish as a deacon. Then after 4 months, I was posted to Kiambu, where for coincidence, I worked under Father Simon Peter Kamamoe. Yes, and I was there as a deacon at the hymn. And then when I was ordained, I was posted back to the same parish, St. Peter and Paul, Kiambu. And within a duration of about a year or less than a year, then I was appointed to go by the late Archbishop Dinge Mwana Nzeki. He appointed me to go and start the new parish, St. Peter the Apostle Kikuyu. I found it as a big challenge because when I went there, they had not finished the priest house. It was just a skeleton. And then there was not even a tabernacle in that church, a lot of things that needed to be done. I felt it a big challenge for me, but I handled it because, you know, Kikuyu is predominantly by PCA, Salaudin. You know, that is the headquarters of the PCA, Presbyterian Church. But we started well with the Christians there, and I'm happy. I stayed with them for about 3 years, from 2006 to 2009. Then when His Eminence came, he requested me to proceed for further studies at Catholic University. So I requested to be relieved on the father in charge so that I can concentrate on the studies at Kwea. So I was posted to be staying at Regina Cherry, that is in Karen, as an assistant priest, but still being now a student at the Catholic University.
Back to school and back to books. To be prepared for yet again for another mission in the church, he then moved from the theory of classwork and back to the practical fieldwork in the parish.
For 2 years, I did my master's in pastoral theology while still working at Karen Parish. And in 2011, after my graduation, where we graduated in the month of October, I was appointed in November to become the pastoral coordinator. I still continued staying at Regina Cherry until 2015. And in 2015, I was appointed to become the father in charge of Christ the King, Embakasi. There were some issues there, so His Eminence told me, go sort those issues when you are there. And going there, I thought I would go there for just a few months or 1 year or two, but I ended up serving there for 8 years, from 2015 to late last year, 2023, when I was now appointed to come and be the father in charge here at Ruaraka Parish. That has been the history of how I have been working, yes.
But how has the ministry been serving God's people in different parishes and locations?
I can say that in each and every parish, I say I have a successful story I can give, starting with, of course, St. Peter and Paul, because St. Peter and Paul laid the foundation for me for my priesthood. You know, once you are ordained, the first appointment has a lot of impact, and it plays a very big role on your life. I can say under the guidance of Father Kamomoe, in fact, I got a chance even to put a strong background about my apostolate. That's what I can say. Father Kamomoe gave me a very strong backup and helps for me to stabilize now as a priest. Then going to St. Peter, the Apostle Kikuyu, you know, once you are appointed a father in charge and you are only 1 year in priesthood, it was a challenge, I can say that. But I have a story, a successful story where I can say I managed even to make that parish stand. By the time I left within 3 years, and Father Kimiri is the one who came and took over from me, I was very happy because they were stable, they were now knew what was expected. I had put structures in that parish and they were ready to go. In fact, the church where they are now, I'm the one who laid the foundation, where we put down on the foundation of that church that time. And right now, I'm happy. About 3-4 years ago, they opened that church, and I'm very proud of that. And going to Karen also, it gave me an advantage. The church, you are a student, and you are still doing your apostolate. That you'd go to school, but then in the evening, once you come back, you have a chance to go and visit the small Christian communities. And this also gave me a good, because I know in Karen, they were not very strong with the issue of Jumuias. So when I got the aspect of now, what we are running class, I would come and share with my brother priest, that time we were with Father Kanyi, and the later Father Omondi. We tried the best to initiate small communities, and even the crucial groups like CWA, I can say in Karen, we tried our best and we started them. That now CWA in Karen is very strong, CMA is very strong, smoked communities, they are very strong. That time I think they had only 3 or 4 smoked communities, and we shared and said, no, we have to create more Jumuias, and that was very successful. But above all, the most successful story I can talk about is for Embakasi. Why? Because Embakasi, I was posted there because they had challenges. And they were having disunity, the issue of disunity among themselves. But my joy is the time I left there, I left a very united and joyful community. In fact, as I left, I felt happy. Have you ever been in a place whereby you feel, yes, God has helped me, that what I was supposed to do, I have done it. And I felt as I left there, I left a healed community, a very joyful and very vibrant church. And I can say that is something that makes me happy when I feel and I see that was achieved. Of course, here at Ruaraka, I have only stayed for 2 months. We had plans with them. We had sat down a number of times to discuss a number of issues on how best we would forge forward. But I believe also the priest will come and take over, will realize those dreams. But within two months, I can say I have achieved, because I must have touched 1 or 2 souls somewhere. Within those two months, I must have touched somebody.
Monsignor Wallace has served for long in the pastoral department of the Archdiocese of Nairobi. What does this office deal with in the day-to-day ministry of the church in Nairobi?
In the church, there are different departments, and I take care of the Archdiocese of Nairobi. We have different departments, but like now we have the, of course, pastoral department, we have the procure department, vocation department, communication department, Caritas department, youth department. All these departments, they are there. But specifically when you talk about pastoral department, this is the heart of the church, because it deals with all matters that are spiritual, dealing with the faith of the Christians. All the issues that touch the faith of the Christians are held in this particular department. Come to the issues of administration of sacraments. The pastoral department comes in to give guidance on how that should be done. Come to the issues of the devotional groups and the Christian movements that we have in the church. How are they animated? How do they follow up the charisms that they have? It is the role of the pastoral department to make sure that they follow it in the best way possible. Come to the issues even of formation of the leaders within the church whenever they are, they are elected, and for them to know their role within the church. It is the role of the pastoral department to make sure that elections are done and procedures are followed, even the guidance to be followed within the church. When it comes to our pastoral councils, how do they conduct their meetings? Who qualifies? How do we conduct our prayers? Just give you an example. And until recently, even the pastoral department used to take care even of the religious men and women. Most of the issues pertaining the religious used to be brought to the desk of the pastoral coordinator. Thanks be to God, recently a new department was created that is making the work of the department easier. That is, now we have a vicar who is dealing with the religious. Also, we created now the issue of even the liturgy department, making the work easier. We also had, we had to take care of the family life issues. They were all under the pastoral department. Right now, we have made the family life to be an independent department. And with all this, there is a lot, because even above all is when it comes to the relationship between the clergy and the readers within the parishes. That is, the issues that come when a priest has issues to do with the leaders within the council of the church, when there are those challenges, they come. When the priests want to form the readers to make sure they follow the right guidelines and they play their role as church leaders, they come to the pastoral office to get guidance. So it entails a lot. And at the same time, not forgetting, within the pastoral office, you act on behalf of the bishop. So the bishop is the pastor and is the one who takes and directs all the pastoral activities. So when you are there as a pastoral coordinator, I had to make sure that I brief the local ordinary, all the pastoral activities, what is happening each and every parish, within the groups, the chaplains, how they are conducting the groups and animating these groups, then that was supposed to be done. And it is quite a lot within the church.
Serving in the parish as an administrator and doubling up as the Archdiocesan pastoral coordinator, we asked him, what drives you?
It has not been easy, but I must say that through the grace of God, I could manage because here you are running a parish. There is what is expected of you to fulfill as the father in charge, and especially matters of administration. Like now in Bakassi, you have the parish and we used to have a school. So with the school, you are the director of the school. And there are so many things that will be on your desk for you to address. Then in the pastoral office, there is what is awaiting you and you need to give guidance. And I must say, to be sincere, that God gave me the grace that I was able to balance. And what I would do, I used to, I wake up early, with the grace of God, I wake up early. And most of the work I will do very early in the morning. If there is anything pending within the parish office, I'll be in the office early in the morning. But of course, the first thing is to get to the church and pray. You'll find me opening the church by 3:30, have my prayers. Then I go to the office. Then after clearing that, if I'm the one on duty there, then I go back to the church for Mass. I'll start with the rosary. Maybe around 6 something, I'm back to the church. And we continue with the rosary, then we have Mass. Then from there, I'll go back maybe to the parish office to clear other pending issues. Or I proceed to the diocese. In case I was not on duty to celebrate Mass in the morning, I'll clear what is on the desk early in the morning, then proceed to the office, and I'll be in the office as early as 5. Then I'll clear what is there. I have appointments even as early as 5:30. I work in the office up to around 12:01. Then I'll come back to the parish. If there are jumuias and other things that need to be attended, then I'll attend later in the evening. Jumuia is there at 5, 6, or 7. If I don't have any jumuia, then I'll sleep. Most of the times, I'll sleep very fast. Me by 8, I'll be asleep. But should be assured by 3, I'll be awake to even attend to other issues that needs my attention. But through the grace of God, that is what I'm saying, I have managed. And when it comes to take my off, then I'll take my break and relax, because it is healthy. Otherwise you can break down. So it is always good that you take time when you also relax. Yes. Otherwise the doctor will tell you to relax by force. Yes. Yes.
What is the role of an auxiliary or assisting bishop in the pastoral work of the local ordinary, and what does it entail?
I must say that, of course, it is an office that I will learn, because yet I have not been ordained for it and I am not yet practiced for it. But simply, the work of the auxiliary bishop is to work and assist the local ordinary, who happens to be the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Nairobi, Philip Arnold Anyoro. So our responsibility with the other auxiliary bishops, there is Bishop Kamau, Bishop now Father Kamomoe, will be supporting Archbishop Anyoro. And there is a lot of work, I can tell you, Father, within this diocese, because if you look like now at the diary of the Archbishop and Bishop Kamau, you find that many parishes are in need of the visit by the bishops, but sometimes they may not be available. I believe like now we'll sit down and see how do we handle the issue of like confirmations, going for confirmations in the parishes. We have even the issue of like professions within the religious community, so many which are there. So the work of the Archbishop will be easier. He'll sit down and he'll be guiding us on how to handle these particular issues. Of course, maybe even in issues, maybe administrative, there are issues that he would also tell us we assist him, but of course it's under his own guidance, and his workload will be easier. That is what I can say.
The mentor mentored a deacon and young priest, taking him to the altar for ordination and delegating the young priest as his curate. The mentor and the mentored are now the new auxiliary bishops in the Archdiocese of Nairobi. How does the Monsignor Wallace describe his mentor, fellow bishop-elects?
I can say one thing is that Father Kamoe, by the way, has been my mentor. I don't know, what a coincidence. That I remember when I was being ordained, he's the one who drove me to the ordination in the morning. When I was being ordained in 2005, not knowing that I would be posted back to work with him. He drove me as a deacon as we went to here at Ruaraka, here at Mujuafuraha. This is where we ordained priests, a day where it was raining heavily, and I didn't know that after ordination I'll be posted back to the parish where I was working as a deacon. And I must say that within that time of 2 years, about 2 years that I worked with him, he taught me a lot about apostolate and also to treasure my priesthood. I must say that he could even give me responsibilities, because I remember that time he was also pursuing a course in psychology in the university. So most of the evening, I was the one left in charge to take care of the parish, because for him he would be out to the class. And then all the pastoral responsibilities in the evening, I was the one to take care of them. So he gave me a very strong foundation, and I must say he has a very strong personality, which I have admired all through, and he has supported me all through. And it was just a coincidence that both of us announced together to be auxiliary bishops. So I must say he's a very inspiring priest, a man of God, somebody whom I have admired in my priesthood also.
Nairobi is the loudest political noisemaker in Kenya. But how does the man who deals with its Catholic pastoral activity describe it?
I have visited quite a number of parishes within these archdioceses. Mostly when it comes even to formation, and I have met so many leaders in parishes whenever we needed some formation, and even when there were particular issues and even celebrations within the diocese. And I must say one, that this is a diocese which is quite busy, pastorally busy, and I think in Kenya it is one of the busiest. And then, as we speak now, I must say, currently the Archdiocese of Nairobi is one of the dioceses we have very good structures. Thanks to our retired Archbishop Emeritus, Cardinal Njoe. He put structures that you can say today as we stand here. Every leader within this Archdiocese knows what is expected of him. The priests know what to do pastorally. So I must say that the Archdiocese of Nairobi is at another level when it comes to pastoral work. And at the same time, it is growing. There is a very high potentiality of our diocese growing. If you go out and in the outskirts, as Nairobi is moving up, there are so many areas we need to open churches, we need to open our stations, we need to open even parishes. There's a high demand. And no wonder, according to the statistics, it was reported that in Kenya, this is where we have seen the highest number, one of the highest number of Christians attending the churches, the Catholics. No wonder that came, because Nairobi, we can say we have quite a high number. And I would say it has a lot of hope, and with the guidance and with God's will, it will go to greater heights. That is what I can say. That is a very potential diocese when it comes to pastoral activities. And it shines there as a zeal to even other dioceses.
Gatundu does not just produce political leaders. It has been a consistent seedbed and conveyor belt of Catholic priests for the Archdiocese of Nairobi from time immemorial. How does the bishop-elect describe his roots?
I must say that Karinga Parish happens to be from Gatundu Dinari, and the larger Gatundu, we talk of Gatundu South and Gatundu North. And it is something unique within that Dinari and that area because of the spirituality of the Holy Ghost Fathers. And they left very strong roots of Catholicism. That today, if you go those sides, if you talk about the Catholic faith, you hear them talk about Father McGill, but for the Kikuyus, they will not talk about McGill, they will talk about Magiri, because they want to corrupt the name. But the spirituality that was led by the Holy Ghost Fathers has inspired that to the extent that we have so many vocations within the Gatundu, larger Gatundu, even Gatundu South. And from Karinga, I must say that we were brought up going to the church, thanks to my parents who are very devoted to the Catholic Church, that would go even to church and would be brought up and also be trained and be formed as per the Catholic teaching, and also the formation that were given in schools. And that has played a very big role. And I can say, even according to my background, as I said earlier, my biggest inspiration came when I was in Moho High School. I had my own challenges as I grew up. I come from a very humble background. So even I had challenges when going to school, even the issue of school fees, nobody to pay for my school fees. People supported me, especially my teachers in primary school, and even the understanding of teachers in high school. They made me succeed and finish school. Were it not for them, maybe I don't know whether I would have finished school. And it is out of that, and especially the love that Father Woko portrayed to me when I reported there. It happened that when I was in school, I happened to have been the best student, and when I was admitted there, I could not afford to report. And he said, you come report with whatever you have. And this inspired me. And no wonder this is where now my vocation to priesthood came from. That if a principal can say, you come, and then you'll be sorting other things, that touched me and made me even go stronger in faith. So I can say the Christians of Karinga Parish are very happy and very proud. And I am very happy and proud of them. They gave me the background, they have nurtured me, they have seen me grow, they know me very well. They call me Wakefodho. Wakefodho, I am named after my grandfather. They will not even call me father. They will call me Wakefodho because that is what me, as I grew up in the village, that is how they will call me. But I can say I'm very proud of them because they have supported me and they are my source of backbone to who I am.
Monsignor Wallace has a word to priests.
My message to my fellow priests, my brother priests, and especially I start with my classmates who we journeyed together from the time we joined the seminary in 1996. I must first thank them for the support they have given me. We journeyed together as colleagues. We have always been together, and I promised them that I'll pray for them, I'll support with them. We continue being classmates despite the now that level of episcopate, but we continue journeying together, I'll support them. I'll call upon them, and also all my brother priests, wherever they are, that we continue being proud of our priesthood. We continue being proud of our priesthood, and let us find joy by serving. There is no greater joy that a priest can get than when you go out, you serve the Christians and come back, even if you feel tired, even if you are sleeping as you sit there watching news because you are tired. That is the biggest joy. that you find as a priest. May we find that joy by serving the Christians, because that is the call that God has called us. And there is nowhere else we may get our joy. It is just going out to the small communities, serving the needy, serving those who are sick. And as we come back, serving somebody and listening to somebody who has an issue in the office, because listening, you know, it is very challenging sometimes to listen. Somebody giving a story for about 2 hours and you have to listen. And maybe at the end of the day, you don't have a solution. And you have to tell the person that I'll pray for you. That listening also heals. And we need that zeal and that patience as we serve the people of God. I wish them God's blessings, and I promise them that I'll pray for them. For those who are together within the Archdiocese of Nairobi, I will support you and I will journey with you.
Na ujumbe wake kwa waumini wa Katoliki katika changamoto wanazopitia.
Wakristo wote, ningetaka kusema kwamba katika safari hii sisi wote tumeitwa tumtumikie Mwenyezi Mungu. Na ni ukweli kwamba katika dunia hii tunayo changamoto mingi. Na kama vile masomo ya Jumapili ya leo imetuelekeza, sisi wote tumeitwa tuelekee jangwani. Na katika hii jangwani tutapitia majaribu mengi kama vile hata Yesu aliweza kujaribiwa. Lakini katika haya majaribu tumesikia kwamba Yesu alitoka akiwa mshindi. Hakupea shetani nafasi yoyote kumwangusha katika imani yake. Mimi yangu ni kuambia Wakristo wote kwamba tumtegemee Mwenyezi Mungu na tusimame imara katika imani yetu. Tuombee nchi yetu, hata kama kuna changamoto zenye ziko, pia tuangalie na tuone mazuri ambayo yako. Kwa sababu katika dunia nchi hii yetu, hata kama kuna changamoto, there are so many good things. Kuna mengi mazuri. Kwanza tufurahie yale mazuri na baraka ambazo tumepata kutoka kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Lakini pia sisi ambao tuko katika kanisa, tuwe mfano bora hata kwa wale wengine. And especially the elderly, we be a good example to the young ones. There are young ones who have challenges and they need our inspiration. They need our support. May we never get tired. Tuwashikilie mkono na mjue kwamba sisi kama maaskofu wateule tutawaombea na tutashirikiana katika safari hii ya imani. Na naomba pia mtuombee, kwa sababu hili jukumu tumepewa sio jukumu rahisi. Inahitaji neema ya Mwenyezi Mungu, na najua kwamba nyinyi mkituombea na Roho Mtakatifu atuongoze, yote tutaweza kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu.
Hatimaye siku aliyoifanya Bwana inakaribia.
Kwa siku yetu nawaalika muweze kuja kushuhudia our Episcopal ordination on 6th of April. This is a special invitation. Of course I know Archbishop will send the official invitation, lakini tunawaalika nyote muje mshuhudie, lakini zaidi na waomba wakati huu na wakati wowote, tafadhali mtuweke as a prayer item in your prayers. Msitusahau. Tafadhali mkiomba mtuweze kutukumbuka katika sala. Mungu awabariki, awaongoze na walinde kwa yote. Asante.
Capuchin TV tunawapongeza na kuwaombea baraka na neema maaskofu wateule Monsignor Simon Peter Kamamoe na Monsignor Wallace Ng'ang'a. Mungu awabariki na kuongoza katika kazi aliyowaitia.